taunt is pretty cool, and Elder Titan can amplify their physical damage, but there's like very few stuns on either team, so it's going to make for some pretty weird ganking, and might make work for some weird moments in the game where it's difficult for either team to grab secured kills.
You say weird moments, and the first thing I think is envy Dota, so that makes sense,
30
in my opinion,
seconds to
I
personally.
battle.
mean, he is the iconic Spectre player. This is definitely one hero that he spams a lot, and it is pretty effective right now. Itemization is pretty flexible, and you can scale quite well. You lane pretty well. You're a little bit hard to gank, so
One of my
you should have a good
favorites.
time.
Did I hear a squeak?
One of my questions, I've seen some of the pro players in their pubs building Midas on Spectre. How do you feel about that?
Um, it's definitely at least a little bit dangerous. I mean, the attack speed
The
is kind of
battle
nice
begins.
because it is going to allow you to do a lot more damage. But it does
Your
really
magic
just like it's
ends
just a lot cheaper to
here.
go like drum instead. Drum is far cheaper than a Midas is, and it makes you and your allies nearby way more effective in these early engagements. So I'd rather you buy an item that does accelerate you a little bit, not as much as Midas, of course, but just generally helps you um, grab a couple kills when you haunt. I think that's generally more important to me than having to worry about just like this overall main farm advantage. But who knows? Maybe it'll be different against an
I
anti-mage because
admit
anti-mage farms
nothing
really
but my
quickly, and
sadness
he
at your
wants to stay on
cost.
top of that.
I admit nothing but
That's
my
possible. I know
sadness at your
Pakas too. I've watched a lot of his games. And the guys mentioned too that most of the team for this particular roster of Infamous did come up through Infamous Young. But this guy is very aggressive. Like he does, manage to sit back and farm, but he's also very much in tune with the fact, hey, this fight's really good. I should be there. I should get a kill. And then immediately goes back to being efficient and making sure that he's farming the jungle. So it'll be interesting to see how this all works out. Because Spectre also has been changed a bit. I know Jenkins and I both have talked about this quite a bit. How, a long time ago, Spectre was very weak in the laning stage. A lot of these heroes that were
Mhm.
ultra hard carries were just pretty weak. And nowadays, definitely have a better presence. And it almost feels like illegal how well that they can actually lane.
Yeah, that can be a bit annoying sometimes. It just feels like no matter what you do, they're going to have a decent time and then buy their strong items in a great place. Moo taking 2 tower hits, that was pretty costly actually. But got to eat the range creep, so should have a little bit of an advantage here. If you're fighting as well. Yeah, nice deny there.
I mean, this is not a common matchup that we see in the mid lane. What are your thoughts on this Doom versus Invoker?
Well, I played some Doom versus Anti-Mage recently, and it was not fun, let me tell you. So anything has got to be better than that for Moo here. So he's getting some regen. Invoker's going to slap him a lot, but they're pretty much trading evenly at this point, except that Doom has a lot more base damage and a lot more last hits at this moment.
Dire's courier
Nice
has
courier
been
kill.
killed.
Kind of just let him have that one, I guess.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I think that the Elder Titan's going to do a good job offsetting Nature's Prophet. Most supports have issues with the Treants, but because you get bonus damage and armor based on how many creeps you run this through, this shouldn't be that bad. Look at this. Wow, 4 armor. Watch out, guys. Elder Titan, very strong. But those punches, those briefcase
Look at
punches
that.
are really good. And I
He's
actually
bringing
really
the
like...
business.
Yeah, and I really like the aura on Elder Titan against Anti-Mage as well. It's going to take away all of his base armor, and Anti-Mage typically doesn't buy too many raw armor items, if any, so I think ET could really help secure some AM kills, especially if they catch them in static storms or the like.
Middle lane. KXY struggling a little bit here. Is going to need some sort of extra regen. Look at this. He has to turn away the courier. This is going to be first blood, I think. Moo chasing him down. He's pretty speedy. He's a big boy. Is he going to be able
He's
to
out of
grab him, though, is a question. Is just going to take the courier instead. Still thinking about
He
going for it, though. Look at this.
ran out of Scorched Earth there, unfortunately. Didn't get a Doom click, so couldn't see it. But Scorched 2 points in Scorched Earth makes sense. Oh, he's got the Envenomed weapons? Really? That's really sick, actually. That lowers regen, I believe, kind of similar to how Veno used to do. I think it still does it, and it's actually quite good, especially against a Quas Invoker, limiting some of that regen that he's getting for like 20 seconds or whatever it lasts for.
That's one of the perks of having all that quas, getting the regen. But
Yep. No longer.
bottom lane, looks like Snaking is going to be the first blood, going over to the side of Pepita. And Envy Sports back by Michael.
Just a small little force back. He's still got less hits in the meantime. He's got 10 at the moment, which is fine. It's not the worst place to be.
Yeah, looks like Moo's having a really good time in mid, 18-1, and next closest, of course, Baka 16-4. So it's getting annoyed by these heroes for sure, but still managing to see us. That's a big decay. Body blocks coming out here from Michael. Needs to be careful though. He's a little bit too far away from Pepita now.
Wait, this is an Undying 3 position, Moxie. I am extremely excited now to see what he does with his items. I probably shouldn't be because he's not going to get clicked on more than 3 times this game. But I can't wait to see what item build and skill build he goes, because I've kind of theory crafted it before. Like, works really good in the laning stage, but after the laning stage, it sucks most of the time because you can't push lanes. And that's basically where your problems end. You sit there in your lane last hitting, you can't push towers easily, and it just you feel impotent basically.
Feels bad, man. What do you want to see him build though? What is the optimal idea for you?
I mean, in a perfect scenario, you would buy all the aura items. You're naturally really tanky, and you help keep your team alive by getting like a mech or something like that and having really good team fights. That's the ideal, but then you can't push. And if you just get ignored or you don't show up to fights or something, then you can have a really bad time. Really good body blocking there.
Look at the triad. That's really annoying. Brax too, he's just gonna have to orb himself away. Should be fine though.
The micro that you can do when you don't have to do anything but one creep is very easy.
Is it still considered micro then?
It technically, yes. The term generally applies to anything that isn't your hero. But you're not wrong.
Pakas finds a kill on Brax though, and now down here, Snake King trying to get away as fast as he can. Pulls back, but it looks like he is going to get taken out.
So what's really cool about this this dual lane here is that Clockwork can basically spend all of his time setting up a kill, and then Undying can sit and get last hits. Normally, if it's the other way around, Clockwork is never going to be in position to get a kill as a 3 position. So it's like they basically have all this danger, and it's really hard for Snake King to play this lane.
How did Pakas die in the top lane? Can we get a replay of that later, Observer? I feel like that should not happen.
Oh my god. The Anti-Mage died, and he's still
Anti-Mage died to an Elder Titan.
Okay. Just gave him the slaps, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I guess. Just punched him with the briefcase.
Probably some stuff. Well, he does have the base. He's got the first level to aura. That removes 40% of his base. That's pretty effective already.
Michael and Excel looking to make some moves over here on Move. We'll be able to go grab him up with the cogs. He's trying to fight his way out, but do they have it? Again, the body blocks coming out from the trees. Just a little bit too short. Doom barely staying alive here.
I thought he was going to die to the cog push, but he waited just long enough to exit there and didn't end up getting hit by cogs. Now catching him a little bit. Going to be able to slap him a bit, but no kill. But either way, really good rotation there and good defense on Move.
It's so hard to take down a Doom too, I feel. Like, he's pretty tanky, he's pretty fast.
Yeah.
And you do have a, Quaswek and Vosker, so it's not like you're dishing out a lot of that damage.
I feel like we haven't even seen Invoker above half HP in a long time.
No, he struggled, for sure.
Doom constantly pressuring. Power treads up for the old Anti-Mage. Eternal Envy struggling a bit here, taking a lot of harass. Clockwork rotating, looking for him, trying to interrupt the TP. Courier gets sniped though. That's a little bit rough for him. That was his treads finishing actually. That's a big deal. That means every time he casts his dagger, he's not gonna have nearly as much mana.
I have no idea what happened in the top lane, but Fear got taken down by Pakas. Eternal Envy now looks like he needs some assistance. He's hiding deeper into the trees, and they're able to cut down the trees, plus the battery assault. This should be a very, very dead Spectre.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's definitely
attack.
looking a little rough here, for sure. On the bright side, Moo's doing really well on the Doom, but yeah, it looks like he used a mana void to get his kill earlier. Dota2 doesn't have that much mana, so I'm a little surprised. He's also got Orb of Venom now. Clockwork kill on the bot lane. Moo does his first rotation. No Doom used, which is a big deal. You can use that on a different hero now.
Yeah, I don't think you want to use it on the position for Clockwork.
Generally,
Got
no.
bigger fish to fry, or bigger
Definitely
mages to
corrective on
murder.
that one. They would love to get a kill here on the mid Invoker, but it's almost impossible with that Observer Ward. It would spot they see his Doom right now, but they also see the enemy ward fighting over here for the rune. Moo's trying to see if he can get the ward. See it shortly. Yep, is able to get the Observer Ward.
Uh-oh, Brax is able to get away.
Good jaunt though. Haunt as well though. Where's the Haunt going? Probably mid. Ah,
Looks
another
like
kill.
that was the case. I got the kill on Faker, and now Michael over on the side trying to fight here with Moo. Eternal Envy creeping forward. They'll take down the tombstone,
Dire's middle tower is under
but that's
attack.
about
Definitely dead
it.
clockwork. If not for the power of glimpse, or haste, sorry. Ooh, big catch on Michael though.
Sleep. They'll put him in the cage. Loser Orb comes in, and it should just be Brax who's able to get the final hit here. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll go to Snake King, but Snake King will get treed up. You can see the teleports coming out. So they have the trees. There's going to be the silence being thrown out again over here. They'll be able to take down Snake King. There's a tornado. They'll be able to follow up. That's Dead Nature's Prophet. They're turning this around. Eternal Envy has no mana left. He's so slow. He can't afford to get taken down here. It's a beautiful stomp, though, coming out from
So
Papa
slow.
Fear, trying to keep Envy alive, but he just waddling. Cannot go fast enough. Thanks to all of that lovely spell usage coming out.
I looked at that stun duration. I was like, oh, he's definitely fine. And I'm watching him, and he's still slow, and he's still slow, and he's still slow, and he can't get away. I feel like there's got to be like a lot of levels of Quas on the Invoker or something like that, because I don't know, that Ghost Walk felt ancient in terms of time, and I couldn't believe as well that SL was still fighting. I was like, there's 5 heroes here, and he's still right-clicking. I couldn't believe it, but he read that correctly. He got the kill. He traded out, and his allies got more pickups afterwards, so it's absolutely worth it.
Now they'll translate this down to the bottom tower and try to take some objectives. Good old objective-based
Radiant's
Dota.
bottom
Oh,
tower
but the
is
courier.
under attack.
Big snipe.
Dire's courier
That's huge.
Goes
has
the
been
void stone.
killed.
A lot of mana regen. 2.5 when that would have committed or collected, so more delayed items for anti-mage. Look how bad his mana pool is right now.
Definitely does not look good. Faker, though, in the middle lane. And immediately goes walk, turn back around with the cold snap. They've got the headstone. It looks like that's going to be a dead move. Faker's still alive, although the stomp coming out. Turtle Envy will be able to clean up, I'm pretty sure. Does he have anything up, though? No. He's trying so hard to run away from Envy, but he's not going to be able to.
That was a huge kill. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get that one, but Dagger comes off in time and he's able to snag it. Clearing the creep wave, pulling it to the side, gonna help defend the tower. We've seen so much action in the mid lane. It's been kind of fun so far. But Envy's got his treads, swinging back to the bot lane. There he is, queuing up for a drum into Manta. Pretty common Spectre build right now. Very safe.
Yeah. I like
And
that
drum
better
is
than
the item.
the Midas for sure.
So this is a cool build for Undying here. Something I theory crafted a couple patches ago, but talk about
Hold that
later.
thought, because we do have a pretty big fight breaking out. They're chasing after Moo. Michael looking for the opening. They throw out the Astral Spirit, though. We'll force them back, but the hook shot is up. They'll go jump over here onto Fear, but Michael now maybe a little bit too far. Doesn't have the rest of his team there.
So what's really cool about Drum is you drop Tomb, and you let like 3 or 4 zombies build up, and then you press the Drum charge. And then all of a sudden your zombies get this massive attack speed increase.
Pakas. Pakas is doomed up. This is a dead anti-mage.
Huge kill. That is like by far the best gank that they have is Puck ulti.
They'll leave Fear high and dry, but again, they just lost their anti-mage, so I think that's the more upsetting part. But if they can translate this into a tower kill, it's not the worst. What do you think? Doom's
Yeah, it could
already
be
down,
okay.
too. They don't have anything else there. No Dream Coil, no Haunt.
Especially the mid tower. This glyph has been pretty huge though, because they don't have a huge amount of physical damage between their four heroes here. Puck gonna try to slow down the push a bit.
We've got a split, though. Moo trying to come through here. We'll be able to go drag right back here over onto Faker with that static storm. He's just taking too much damage. He's silenced up. We'll try to purge off here using that tornado. The blink in, though, coming out from Pakas. He's alive. There goes for the Mana Void. The man should be able to take down Snake King. Now, Moo trying to run away. He's very, very fast. It's going to be very difficult for them to get their hands on them unless, you know, you teleport in and you blink in and then he's dead.
It's a good try, but Invoker is just healing so much. And once he gets outside of sentry range and goes invis, it's just tough to fight. No ulti on Spectre, I believe, in that fight as well. But how do you fight into such a quick drum on an offlane here? And this is where Undying is really effective. He gets levels, and now he just goes mid and they death push and fight. And he's forcing reactions, but then Undying's really strong, so it works out really nicely.
They were also able
Quick
to
mech.
take out the courier, so Envy's drums are delayed.
Ooh. Seen a lot of really crucial tower or courier kills so far this game.
Indeed we have. That was the recipe and one of the other components. But they're getting very aggressive. Again, Dream Coil getting used. They'll drop the Tombstone. Follow up with a nice Tornado coming out from Faker. They'll turn back around. Are they going to be able to get the kill onto Brax? He's still alive and kicking though. Moo fighting through here with Excel. Excel looks like he's going to be taken down as Snaking will be the first to fall. And they'll turn their attention. Oh, but they get Envy. They get the big boy. And now Moo trying to run away. Doesn't want anything to do with this. Faker hot on his tail. Kind of wants to go for this, but he doesn't have any support to help him out. And he needs to be careful. He's going to be walking underneath one of those sentries. Look at Moo. He's followed for so long right now. This is actually ridiculous. I know they have the Nature's Prophet, though. Perhaps they're hoping that they can make something out of this. And there's the scouting. They're hunting. But I don't believe they're going to be able to do anything.
Yep, no hook shots, though. Follows him a little bit uselessly. And also, small urn double buy. I think the Undying is building one as well, actually. We'll see if we see a mistake there. Not that it's always bad to get a double urn, but these days it's definitely a bit of a mistake.
Well, we're about 14 minutes in, 2K lead going to the side of Infamous. We've had quite a few courier snipes of important items that need to get completed to really make these cores come online.
Yep. Infamous is just constantly ready to fight though, and this is why they keep putting Undying mid. The only thing that's not good about this strat so far is, again, they don't have good pushing. So Undying can sit mid and he can auto-attack creeps, but then Brax just walks forward and does an orb and a silence, and the whole creep wave is dead. And then Undying is again sitting there, auto-attacking creeps with... He doesn't have a Quelling Blade, which isn't that bad, but, like, he cannot kill creep waves outside of using, like, Tombstone. So look at their position. They have all the time in the world to sit back while Envy goes and hits neutral creeps. They're waiting for a fight to start, but as long as they keep counter pushing that wave, good luck. They're going to try to kill him.
Again, there's the Doom getting used. It's used on the Undying, so it is the position 3. They'll be able to find this kill, but I'm sure you're happy about that if you're anti-mage or invoker.
The worst thing about it, though, is Snake King got the last hit. So he got the 4 times dominating streak gold pushed towards his advantage when it was not really needed. But with that kill, they take the tower. That was like the crucial team fight thing that was scary. Undying had lots of HP. He could use his ultimate. He could get Tombstone off. But if they prevent him from even casting his ulti, then they can burst him in that time period. And that buys time for Anti-Mage and everyone else on their team to get good gold.
Now look at this. They have a feeling somebody's creeping in the woods. It's only Pepita, though. And they tried to go for a cheeky glimpse play, but he'd been there a bit. So, the opening. I hear a hook shot coming out over on the side. And they managed to go and grab themselves a Snake King. Not really the hero I think they wanted, but they'll have to be happy with it for now. And Moo's just doing Doom things. He's farming up. It's like they're going to be able to get a courier snipe. Whoa, that was a lot of Brax's stuff. That was Black's. Oh my gosh, that was his blink dagger. Brax.
That's a rough
No.
one. Big. Curious. Oh, because he TP'd from top lane, so the courier must have been swinging towards up there towards him. Good items on spec so far, though. Looking like they're trying to grab an initiation. Nope, not going to be able to
I
find
don't know, they're
it.
trying to dodge too. It feels like Infamous were just running on it. They will get a glimpse back, though, again, over on Pepita. He's silenced up. Not really hard committing on this, as they managed to take the tower down in the mid.
He is super hard to kill. Really, really hard to kill. Perfect game for the health regen talent. Keep him alive. Glimpse back again. Oh, this looks
Glimpse
good.
back. There's going to follow up with the Dream Coil. They've got the back, they'll keep them alive a little bit longer. No mana left over on Envy, but it looks like Pepita sitting very low. Are they going to be able to find it? He's going to be able to walk away with the Soul Rip on the backlines. Brax will get taken down. And now Envy, he's left high and dry as Pakas finds the opening, gets the kill. And Infamous just start running down this mid lane.
I cannot believe that he's alive. He's getting kills on
Deny
Tombstone.
the Tombstone.
And look, now Anti-Mage has Battle Fury. 5k gold advantage now for Infamous. And that's what's been kind of cool about this strategy is you take an offlane hero who's really tanky, and Undying is really tanky, and they just put him in the middle, and they sit everyone else very behind him. So at some point, you're just like, all right, we got to kill him. You go for the kill, and if it doesn't work, that's what happens. Because he bought so much time and so many big abilities that didn't secure the kill.
Is Envy fighting too much? It feels like he's the frontliner right now. He's running in with his face half the time.
They're lacking damage is one of the downsides to their lineup basically. Like outside of like Doom does good damage but not incredible damage, and
Right.
that's like the same story for literally all of their heroes. So like ideally you would have a core that bursts well, and Puck does good damage, but it's not going to be decent until later. So I guess it's a damage issue. He feels like he has to show up because otherwise how else are they going to kill this guy that is 2,000 HP and can heal himself repeatedly? It's really hard.
But I feel like he's leading the charge a lot of the times, and it's really backfiring on him.
Yeah. I mean, if they get the kill as well, he would have been able to retreat faster. There would have been less disable. There's lots of things if Tombstone doesn't go down, the rest of the fight is easier. You know, they
Right.
just needed a little bit more damage to kill him first, but he was able to stay alive.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And now he goes back to slapping creeps mid slowly.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So maybe they're going to start avoiding now. They've lost enough fights where it seems difficult to win engagements. They're going to go back more for
Radiant's
conventional
bottom tower is
things
under
on the
attack.
map.
Dire's top tower is
Might get a
under
D ward out of that sentry spot that they had. That's why they saw the Nature's Prophet there, which could be effective. But now they're pressuring around the tier 2 because they feel in the advantage. They feel very comfortable doing this. Anti-Mage pressures the
Radiant's
tower. Everyone
bottom
else sits
tower
nearby.
is under attack.
They'll go play the
Radiant's
top side of the map right
structures
now.
are fortified.
And this is one of the reasons why I really like Paka's. Like, you know, you see an anti-mage pickup, generally you're like, okay, anti-mage isn't going to be ready to fight for quite a while. He's going to be doing his own thing. We have to make the space. But he's definitely one of those core players that is very active. He's not afraid to join in on fights if he thinks that it's favorable. And I mean, the same thing could be said with Envy, the way that he's been playing the Spectre. But it just hasn't yielded the same results, it feels. And I'm not sure if that's just the rest of the team weren't quite in position, or perhaps he's a little too bloodthirsty.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I mean, if you can help Spectre, it is good for Spectre to fight sometimes, absolutely. But maybe he did show up to too many fights, or maybe they overestimated or underestimated how strong the Undying 3 frontliner is.
I love how excited you are about this.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's not so far. It hasn't been anything like surprising, but the main difference is how they play it, and more so like what items he bought. Skill build items, all the same basically, but the way they played it, put him in the front. Everybody plays in the Radiant side of the jungle basically, and they wait for a moment.
Bumps back
Big
on
catch here.
Faker. He's silenced up. He's gonna have to try to click his way through. It does have Excel though. It's gonna buy him a little bit more time. They still have the
got
vision.
Max
Ice Wall. Envy slowed. That Wrath of Nature. Oof.
Yeah, that was some good damage. He's done a really good job playing around his other allies. Like he rushed mech stupidly fast, and that way, if anybody gets ganked, he knows that he can be there to give him that extra oomph to stay alive. I mean, 250
Yeah, he's the
HP is a
Wambulance.
really big deal. Yeah, that's true. And
Yeah.
armor aura. It's kind of perfect when the enemy team doesn't have the best burst. So another ulti gets used. Envy's gonna feel comfortable farming right in front of his base.
They're gonna go right back in on him again. I don't think. Oh, but the hook shot coming in from Michael from downtown. That's
That was
a
great.
dead Eternal Envy.
It looked bad before the hook shot, and the hook shot really secured that kill. Gave him a couple extra seconds of damage. Really nice gank there.
I
You'd
was
think you'd
definitely in
be
the middle
safe
of saying that he's definitely. They don't have the lockdown. How are they gonna get him? And then all of a sudden, woo! In comes Clockwork.
And it was still not an easy gank. He had to land the tornado.
Top lane, cold snap over here on Moo, followed up with the tornado. He just sidesteps it, easy peasy. And over on the back line, we will end up losing Snake King as he wandered into Paka's jungle and he was not happy about it.
Trying to slow down the counter push here. 8k advantage now for Anti-Mage, and he is going to be scary. Already is a little bit, but it's only going to get worse here. Elder Town
They're
looks a
eventually-
lot like Earthshaker with that hat.
Oh, they were waiting for Excel here. They know that he's cheeky. Silence being thrown out. Just a nice Centaur stomp. And does have that mech though, like we talked about. Isn't going to be able to stay alive, but Michael coming in with the hook shot. Could use a little bit more backup, I have a feeling, because Moo pops that BKB too. It's actually really big. Are they going to be able to get this kill? Looking really nice. Faker following up though. And again, they're starting to lose people left and right. Fear next on the list. They go for the Sunstrike, not able to quite land it, but they do manage to get the kill on Fear.
They played that so well, actually. Great ditch at the perfect time. Fear sticks around. 2 supports, but considering their game position, I think they're going to be really happy with that. They didn't even have to doom for it. Just really clean, slightly slow, but good kills. Snaking looking for a catch if somebody stays mid. It's always very important that when you're playing here like Disruptor that you're there ahead of time before your teammates get there. That way your teammates spend a little bit less time waiting around, basically. Just makes your ganks more likely to succeed. He has to go invis here. That could reveal that they have a ward, where they do on the business side, so we'll see if that gets dewarded in the next minute or two. Once again, lane's being pushed out. If they see everybody on business is in the middle, they're going to start spreading bottom and pushing that lane out. There's the ping, anticipating a ward. Prophet is so tanky, actually. Mech pipe from a 5 position, that's good.
Yeah, position 5 Prophet. He's a tanky boy. He's got that tree bark skin, you know?
Yeah.
Alright.
Courier's
Miss
gonna be
finds a
traded.
courier.
Has been killed.
Spears courier,
well.
so
Might as well kill their courier now.
yeah.
I assume that's a dire one.
And they're hiding their other courier off to the
Guess they
side.
couldn't
That's...
see it.
Need to be careful. They're going up into the high ground. The blink forward. Wow, that's very aggressive coming out of Pakas, but he does have the BKB, and he's just chasing on through. The hook shot doesn't
Oh, he
finish the
dooms
land,
himself.
though. And the Doom ended up going over onto the Doom because of the counter spell. What a disaster going over to the side of business. Eternal Envy now trying to run away. He's just so slow. He just holds still. He just feels like, I'm not sure if I can get into the pit, and they're not even going to let Roshan get the kill.
Yeah, what a catastrophic fight for them. I think what they were doing with the couriers was hoping that they would snipe one of them, honestly. Because I saw him move one of them a little bit more after we looked at it. I genuinely think they're like, please snipe a courier so we know where you are. It's better that they know where one hero is than it is that they lose a courier at that point in the game. And the fight still went basically perfectly. The BKB reveal for Anti-Mage made that fight pretty cake. He held his reflection for a very long time. And when shit was hitting the fan, Mu had to doom, and he reflected it. It was really well played.
Feels very bad if you're Mu, though. You know, you see that opening and
Dire's
just
bottom
gets
tower
snatched away and reflected right back onto you, so. A little bit of quiet, peaceful time now after that fight. Feels like people want to regroup.
Very interesting. I think Undyne rebought Drum of Endurance recipe. I don't think
Really?
I've ever seen anybody do that in my entire life. Because it's usually
today's
it's
the
not
day.
worth it. Today's the day, but it's Drum is so popular right now, and the movement speed and attack speed you get out of it is ridiculous. So pretty valuable in this circumstance, it seems like.
We need one more boop on Snake King, and he'll jump right on in. And Pakas finds the kill over in the mid lane. Michael went in for the initiation, and they do manage to get the BKB out of Mu, but they find the kill. Envy on the back lines. Is he going to be able to survive? This is not looking good. They're going to lose the Spectre as well. Fear having to run away. They don't have the catch because they do have the... Oh, but Pakas? I thought Pakas was going to get real cheeky and go in there.
has fallen.
Well, this is going quite well.
Yeah.
I think it's the Undyne pick against Spectre just feels very strong. Like, Spec can't deal with it very well because his damage doesn't become really high for a while. He's got so much raw HP that Spectre doesn't really kill him. Like, Spectre works better against, like, squishy heroes that need to cast spells to stay alive. That way it gets reflected, and then he just, like, chases you down afterwards. But Undyne just doesn't care. He's like, you can attack me. It's not that big of a deal, you know?
Mm-hmm. Here's the Centaur Stomp on Pakas. I'll follow up with the Tornado. Just flirting back and forth a little bit here.
They can't do anything here.
They're
is dead.
poking him. Snake King trying to run away. The Sunstrike, no. Still not looking too great, though. BKB comes out. They'll be able to take down Snake King. He buys back immediately, though. He wants to be a part of this fight. Gonna be able to grab anyone is the question. Blink away, and it feels like they're fake backing. They want to go back in. Mu is very far forward. They'll drop the tombstone. They'll jump in again. Pakas just slicing people into bits. Gets the kill over on the Snake King, and they're not done yet. They're looking. They're hunting. They want someone else, but who is he going to go on? Because everyone is just split apart at this time. They'll turn their attention backwards, and they'll be able to find the kill on Fear. And what do they do now?
GG, I guess. That's a 2 racks at least. 2 dead heroes, anti-mage. Yeah, they
Yeah,
must have GG. I didn't even see it.
There's a lot of
Wow.
stuff going on.